So most people think that like your next level in success starts with, a strategy, but that's a lie. Success, really what it starts with is just discipline. It starts with doing the right things in the right order. A lot of people do the right things, but they don't do them in the right order, or they don't do the right things at all. So what I'm going to break down in this video, guys, is the morning routine that transformed my life from Army Ranger to entrepreneur. And matter of fact, it's the same routine that helped me become an Army Ranger. So if you guys want, morning routines are kind of controversial. People talk shit about them and stuff. But I think it's because there's this personal development culture where people get so wrapped up in personal development and feeling good, they forget that they're supposed to be productive. While I'm talking to you guys, I got to put some water in the pool because it's a little bit low. So, by the way, if you're new to the show, I'm Jeremiah Sullivan, former Army Ranger, and I was a small town kid. I was an average student, I would fail tests in school, and then I would make up for those tests by doing really, turning in all my homework. My work ethic was the thing that saved me. And the thing was I was a quitter, though, because I started to go after a dream. I started to go after a dream of mine in high school. I wanted to be an athlete, and when I failed at that, I quit. Luckily, I decided to work on my mindset, and I turned that all around, and I went from quitter to winner. And so now that took me to becoming a ranger and then entrepreneur. Now I have a successful coaching company where I help people improve their lives, improve their businesses. And I do that by teaching them the leadership mindset principles and strategies I gained changing my life and transforming myself. So I'm going to pass that stuff along with you guys. If you ever heard that saying, you show me your habits, I'll show you your future. Okay, it's very true. Life, when it comes to transforming your life, this shit is not rocket science. It really just comes down to doing the right habits in the right order that builds the right person. So all you really have to do is think about the habits that you need to develop in order to become the person that you want to be. It's very simple. People overcomplicate this shit. But I'm going to give you guys some details on some nuances that can really help elevate your morning routine so that you can actually transform and not just be one of these people that has a morning routine, feels good, but then goes nowhere. That shit sucks. All right, so the basic construct of a morning routine is very simple. You need to be productive. You need to wake up and you need to get right into building the best you. That's what a good morning routine does. So basically, there are just a few key components of a morning routine that'll transform you. All right, and I'll give you guys kind of the big picture, and then I'll get more micro. The big picture is that you want to work on you and your business. This is what I do. You and your business before you eat your first meal. I've consistently done that since 2013. I've had some days here and there where there was a thing or two that I tested out, not working on the business or not working on fitness, and just to see how it would feel. But we're talking about across an 11-year time period. I have a very, very few days where I didn't work on both business and fitness and myself before I ate breakfast. It's one of the most powerful compounding tools that I've come across with my personal development and my routine. All right, so what does that actually look like? And why do you not eat breakfast? Why do you not eat, until you get that stuff done? Well, for me, I use food as a tool to reward myself and to slow myself down and speed myself up. The less food I eat, the faster I go. So I like to delay my first meal. And if you get a good hard training session in the morning, you're excited for that first meal after you train. So the basics of a good morning routine are this. It's very simple. You want to wake up at a disciplined time that you respect. If you don't like your wake up time, if you don't respect your wake up time, if somebody else wakes up at your time and you don't respect that, it's not the right time. The next thing is that you want to go right into some sort of personal development, reading, reflection, and some study. So what that looks like for me over the years, it's been picking up the book, The Daily Stoic. I love that book. And I'll just read and reflect and read for resonance. I'll find a little caption or a little quote inside of the book, and I'll let that sink in, and I'll really try to reflect on that and embody the message. Then the next thing is going into, your journaling. Now, the order that you do these things is totally up to you guys, but I personally like to journal first, get my thoughts out on paper, reflect on whatever it was that I was thinking, reframe them, and then affirm and talk to myself in a positive way, and talk about all the great things that I'm going to do today and in the future. So I wake up at a disciplined time. Then the next step, I go right into to reflection and to journaling. And then I open the book, I read, I reflect on that reading, I reflect on my journaling, I visualize, and then I go into my first hard thing for the day, typically a hard workout, cardio or something of that nature. Now, depending on where you're at in life, sometimes, like when I was in the military, I would go right into business and entrepreneurship right after that. And the reason I did that is because I tested out, I basically would prioritize business and see if I got more done, if I got the main things I needed to get done then versus after physical training. So what I learned is that the best time for me to work on the business is before I eat, but it really doesn't matter whether it's before my training or after. Now listen, this is very, very simple. I know I'm giving you guys kind of a lot of options, but if you need to know exactly what to do, and you need to improve your business, you want to become an entrepreneur, before you go work out, go fucking smash your hardest task of business. For me, maybe that was marketing, sales, that sort of thing, or learning psychology. I did that when I was on active duty. And then right after that, do that for about an hour, and then I go into work. I used to drive down Hawaii. I would go into work, and I would go I show for PT at 6 o'clock. I'd get there by 5:30, and I would go right into my workout. I would report to my boss at 6, and then I would go to my workout for the unit at 6:30. Now, there was some times in my life where I shuffled that around a little bit, where I started waking up, and my workout time, I started doing a workout before PT. So I would get my morning routine, my personal development, my reading, my business, all that done, and then I would go do a workout starting at 5 o'clock, and I'd go from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, workout 1, then workout 2, which was a leadership workout with my guys. I would work out with my platoon, and then I'd go have breakfast. Okay, so the main key components, guys, that I'm telling you is that look at how much I get done in the day. I wake up, discipline, time that I respect, that's a win. Then I go into journaling, I reflect, I get my lesson. I find out, I learn something about myself, I study. And then I go into my book, I reflect on my book, I get some good positive information in my mind. And then I go right into business. I start tweaking on the business. I start learning psychology, sales, marketing. At this time, back in 2013, I was learning day trading and stocks. And I was studying for like an hour, then boom, I go into work. I go hit that first workout at 5 a.m. I go for a cardio, I go for a run. Then I show up, I'm a platoon leader, and I'm a platoon leader in charge of people. So I'm there doing PT with my guys, but I'm there for leadership. So I give them direction, I'm there to motivate them. I'm not there for my own individual workout. Once that's done, I go right into my breakfast. And I would do that consistently all the time. And as I become an entrepreneur, I did the same thing. I just switched the modalities. Like instead of studying day trading stocks, I would study social media marketing. I would study, just different, sales processes. Like, I would just study whatever I needed to work on that would move the business forward. I would be focusing on that and working on it. Like right now, for me, I'm trying to create viral content. I'm also working on ads. So the first part of my morning, I'm working on that heavily. And then I get that training session in, and then I eat. So this morning routine has transformed my life completely, guys. And I'm telling you, if you do these non-negotiables, if you do these daily disciplines, your whole life will change, because you're basically chipping away at the exact habits of the person that you want to be. And if you do it consistently enough, 100 days, 1,000 days, your whole life will be completely different. I promise you. All right. Now, the main thing is that the activities that you pick, you got to have some resistance towards them. You can't do a bunch of shit that you want to do. That's just not where the most growth is. The shit that you're going to really get, like the shit that's really going to cause you to grow, is the things that you have resistance towards. So like if you're doing sales and you're in a business, doing your DMs first in the morning, or studying ads for me is boring as shit. I do not want to do that. Learning content creation and going viral, I'm not really interested in that. I'm just pissed off that I haven't gone viral yet. Well, I did a couple of times, but I don't know how to do it. I just did it. So bringing this all together, guys, is that this morning routine completely changed my life. Took me from soldier to ranger, ranger to entrepreneur. And the keys to success is to identify your daily disciplines that are going to be in alignment with your best self. And you do those things before you eat your first meal. And then after that, you can just keep stacking up win after win after win for the remainder of the day. Hey, I hope this video was useful. If you guys, I know it was, I could talk, man, I could teach, when I teach clients my morning routine, I teach it for I could teach it forever. So let me know in the comments if you guys got something out of this, if you enjoyed the video. And if you need some more guidance on your morning routine, let me know as well in the comments, and I'll do a follow-up video, or I'll consider doing a follow-up video to really help you guys out and get to that high performance state and be super productive with your life and do the right things in the right order. All right, guys, love you all. Till next time, conquer all.